guys, this is Spencer with Defense Training, bringing you my daily carry. This is the Taurus G3C TORO. This is what I carry every day. I conceal carry this gun. In South Carolina we have concealed carry. We have open carry as well, but I'm not an open carrier. I'm a concealed guy for more than one reason. One reason is I've been carrying a concealed firearm since 1997. So that'll give you a little bit of my age away. I got my concealed weapon permit on my 21st birthday, or right after my 21st birthday. I sent it in on my 21st birthday for the paperwork and all that, and then I got it shortly after that. So I've been carrying concealed since 1997. Also, I like being inconspicuous as far as my gun. I don't like people seeing my gun. You know, I know it can be a deterrent, but I'm more prone to think that instead of a deterrent, you would be the first one down. I would rather surprise and speed. That way they don't know I've got the gun, then I can surprise them. If I can go fast and violent enough, I can take that attacker out. So that's why I conceal carry still. I'm probably not going to open carry outside of around my property. I do open carry on my property, but that's about it. So this is the Taurus G3C TORO. A couple upgrades I've done to the TORO. It is clear. The biggest one, of course, the TORO is made for the optics. I think it's Taurus Optic Ready option or something like that. That's what TORO means. I put the Holosun 507C green dot X2 on here. It has the solar panels up top. It is the green 2 MOA dot with the 32 MOA circle. You can do just the dot or just the circle or both. I chose both. And it also has the battery hatch right here, which is nice. So with that, you've got adjustments for you know, your up down, you know, your windage, elevation, and all that good stuff. And then this one, what I like about it most is I can set it to the nighttime, and the brighter it gets outside with this solar panel, the brighter the dot becomes. So if I set it to, you know, dark in my bedroom basically, so I set it to that brightness level where it's comfortable in the dark in my bedroom. If lights come on, it brightens up, or if I go out in the sun, it brightens up appropriately with the amount of light that is shining in. So that is really nice on this red dot. In fact, or this green dot. Mine is a green dot. You can see that right there. See how it goes dim? So this would be for the dark. Then see how it brightens up. Of course, it's got camera glare and all that stuff on it, but it does brighten up. This is some bright light coming down in here, so it brightens up appropriately. Also, upgrades to this gun, the striker sleeve. It has this little. It comes with this little plastic striker sleeve. I highly suggest changing this plastic striker sleeve out to the Lakeline stainless steel striker sleeve. For any of you guys that have any of the Taurus striker firearms and you've got a gritty trigger pull, pull this sleeve out and clean this thing. If you go to my upgrade video, I show you how to pull this sleeve out and swap them out, or clean, pull it out to where you can clean it. So you can see that in my upgrade video. So change this out to that stainless steel one, and that was the biggest difference I saw in this gun as far as the trigger is concerned, or anything. Even the stainless is just so much smoother. It is just unreal how much smoother that trigger pull has become with that stainless one. You'd be amazed with that one change or that one upgrade, and this is 10 or 15 bucks shipped to you. The stainless one is cheap. So if you want to upgrade, go to that one. Also, the other upgrade I've done on this one is I swapped out my stock recoil spring and rod to the stainless one. And the biggest deal with that, if you go to my swap out video, is you see how this is paper thin. See if we can get this against here. Alright, see the difference in the thicknesses there? Huge difference. So this is all stainless, really thick right here, really thin right here. That's going to be a wear point. It's going to be thicker there as well, right here. So this is a big upgrade. I noticed a hair difference in recoil. This one's a little bit stiffer, so I noticed a hair difference in recoil. And then the other one that I did is I changed out the stock barrel. This is the stock barrel. This is a Lakeline Industries. Lakeline makes some good stuff. So this is a longer barrel, but it's ported. It's fluted and ported. So you've got your nice little spirals here. This looks really, really good. I like this. This looks good. But I've got this little port right here. So you don't lose any kind of pressure because you're losing all your pressure out of your gun on this one right here. Now I'm starting to lose some of my pressure here and then all of the rest of my pressure here. So actually I'm going to gain a little bit of pressure off on that 9mm bullet swapping over, or I should. Of course, I haven't done any, I don't have the equipment to do the testing, but as far as theory is concerned, this should gain a little bit of pressure, because it is a longer barrel. Right here, it'd be kind of like taking your G3 full size and putting the full size barrel on here. Now the full size is a little bit longer than this, but the G3 full size has a little bit better pressure than the G3C, so this should give a little bit better pressure just swapping out to this barrel. But what I like about the barrel, these guns don't have a lot of recoil to begin with. They're manageable. They're not that bad, but it did between the spring and the guide rod and the barrel, you saw a little bit difference in pressure. So you saw a little, there is a little less recoil, and the biggest difference is when you're shooting the gun, you know, like if the gun is really popping up like that, this right here, the gases come out your little port right there and push up. So instead of it wanting to pop, it wants to kind of go up a little bit and then start going back more. So you can stay on target a little bit better. So as far as upgrades to your gun, this is what I've done. I've put the Lakeline Industries ported barrel. Now you can get the threaded barrel and put your little micro compensator on the front, which is fine. But they just had the ported barrel, so I was like, well, let me try the ported barrel, and it actually works. So instead of having to have all that, I just bought the ported barrel. Ended up being a little bit cheaper that way, and it works perfectly. Drops right in. Nice and smooth. I know you can't tell. That is just super smooth. Away from this little plastic thing right here. And I'm not saying this doesn't work, and you know, if you don't have a lot of money, I get it. I've been there. I've had a point in time where all I could afford was I was able to buy a gun when I first started carrying, so I bought my one gun. Just clean this thing. Just pull this out and clean all of that junk, all that mess out of there. You can see how it's down in there. So if you are having a gritty trigger on your Taurus model, whether it's the G3, G3C TORO, non-TORO, G2s, G2s, whatever they are, if they're striker fired and they have this little plastic striker sleeve, just get down in there and clean all that gunk out, and then barely, I mean, I'm talking lightly oil it, like 1/3 of a drop all over this thing will be plenty, because you don't want it gunking up really bad. But then you can pull it apart and clean it. And to pull this apart and pull this out, there is a video on the website that tells you how to do all that. I'm just showing you what I've done to my personal daily carry. This is probably about all I'm going to do as far as functions concerned. I am going to put taller sights. I've got them on order. I'm going to put these taller sights on here so I can coat witness off of my optic here. So that's the last thing I'm going to do, is get that coat witness. I'm not going to change the trigger out. That's one of the things I don't want to do. I know this one functions properly. I know there are two companies that make them. One takes away your double strike capable. I don't like that part. I like the double strike capability in this one for several reasons. One is when I'm practicing, I can just pull the trigger again, and if it fires, I don't have to wait my 31,000s and all that stuff. I can click nothing. I can just pull the trigger again, and it should fire. In fact, one of my other guns, I've never had a failure on second strike on this one. I have a failure on first strike, but not second strike, due to the primer not being seated properly, which is typically the case. But I have another gun that's got over 6,000 rounds in it, and I've had about 400 failures on first strike due to the primer not being seated properly, even in manufactured ammo. but on second strike, it fired fine. So if you're out at the range training, you know, and you're click, nothing, I can just pull that trigger again, and I don't have to worry about waiting and counting to the 31,000s unless it doesn't fire on that second or third strike. But I've never had to go to the third strike. I've always done the second strike. So that's one reason I like that. There is a company out there that does make it to where they keep the double strike capable in it, and it shortens this a little bit, but I'm telling you, it's like 1/8 of an inch. I don't believe it smooths it out anymore, so I'm not going to change that out. I'm going to leave it stock. I don't mind this trigger. I know everybody doesn't like that take up, but I know here I'm already there. Then that's all I've got to do. And in a defense situation, if I'm going to shoot the guy, I'm coming up and I'm already boom on him anyway, and I'm not going to be able to feel that. It's kind of like your reset. You know, I know everybody's like, oh, well, I like that shorter reset. I like being able to pull it there. I'd like that to shorter. So I'm going to tell you something now. If you're in a firefight, you're not going to feel that reset anyway. That's a myth. Even the best of the best, you can talk to them that have been in actual firefights. They couldn't feel that reset at all. They're like, yeah, I couldn't feel that. I was just shooting. And it's the same thing like with that as counting your rounds. Unless you're laying down cover and you got 5 shots and you're just popping up going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and jumping down. If you're in a firefight, you're not counting those shots. You're trying to take that attacker down. That thing's going to lock back. You're going to pull your magazine, hit it, pop that slide back down and keep going. You're not going to be able to count your shots either. So that's one thing I'm not going to worry about here is this trigger. But I do highly suggest your striker guide. And then I also suggest, if nothing else, your recoil spring. This is not necessarily necessary because it doesn't have that much recoil anyway, but I will tell you it really helped out with that muzzle flip. It pushes back. It actually pushes back instead of doing this. It'll go up a little bit and then want to come back more. So it's not doing this. It's doing like this, which helps you get back down on that target a lot faster. So that helped out a good bit as well. And then of course the Hollison 507C. This is my daily carry gun. You know, I actually I custom make holsters, so I made a custom holster for it. Fits in there, covers my optic, which is really nice. Even the barrel sits down in there, which is really nice. This is the appendix carry. I really like it, and this is my setup. So yeah, guys, this is just my setup. The Taurus G3C TORO with the upgrades that I've done to my daily carry setup. This is Spencer with Defense Training. Stay safe, stay armed. Please like, subscribe, and comment on this video below. Thanks.